Says it's live.
That's right.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Beacon of Light show tonight. This podcast is here, up and live. And I have to say, it's up live in 3 areas. We have it on my Facebook profile and the Facebook podcast group and my YouTube channel. So April Tribe Juke. I mean, wow, we went big because it's the first of the year, and Miss Dawn Mattera is going to start us off in such a great way. We're super excited about this tonight. Okay, so I'm broadcasting here in 3 areas down in Kyle, Texas. And Dawn, where are you broadcasting from tonight?
I'm in the smallest state of the Union, Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. There you go. Got to give it a shout out, nice and proud.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I got to send you something funny after this. So
okay,
got to put that aside. All right.
All right.
Hey, John, thanks so much for popping in here tonight.
Hi, John.
Hi, John. So everybody, we're broadcasting in 3 areas. It's a new year, 2021. So let's start this off with a bang. And as you can see, scrolling down there below, Miss Dawn has amazing tips for us tonight. 5 ways to boost your happiness in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
the Italian style.
That's right.
So, that's going to be awesome. Oh, we have Sandra here tonight. Hey, Sandy. Thank you so much for coming. Yes. I saw some Italianese going on between you two. Very, very good. So tell us a little bit about this tonight, Miss Dawn, and let's jump right on in.
Right. Well, my book is called The Italian Art of Living, and the subtitle is Your Passport to Hope, Happiness, and Your Personal Renaissance. So tonight, when we're talking about these 5 ways to boost your happiness in 5 minutes, Italian style, is really excerpts from the book. And so we're going to talk through about 5 of these things that you can do in 5 minutes or less to boost your happiness. Because really, who doesn't want to be happier, especially with everything going on in the world today? And when I was researching for the book, I found a lot of studies about happiness. One of the most profound studies is done by Harvard University. Over 80 years of research about happiness. And of course, the Italian Art of Living jingles those keys of happiness, and we're going to talk about those tonight. But one thing I do want to mention before we dive in, there is one thing that does not increase happiness that people are going to be surprised. It's money. Money does not necessarily increase happiness. So don't think it has anything to do with your bank account. It has to do with the Italian Art of Living. Should we dive in?
Let's dive in. The Italian Art of Living is here for everyone tonight. So I hope you've got your note cards out. You're ready. Sandy's ready. John's ready. Let's do this thing. All right. Take us in.
All right. Well, the first of the 5 is about friends and family. That's part of what I call the pillars of the Italian culture, our friends and family. And remember that Harvard study that I mentioned just a minute ago? They say that the most important factor about happiness, of having happiness, is social connections. So there's that friends and families. You may have heard of blue zones. Blue zones are areas of the world that have a much higher percentage or number of people over the age of 100 of older populations. Sardinia, Italy, has 10 times the number of 100-year-olds compared to the US. Now, why is that? Why do these blue zones in Italy, why do they have all this good health and happiness? It goes back to the friends and family, the communities where their grandparents are involved in everyday life. So the kids are learning the traditions and the history. They're learning the work ethic. They're learning the values. And the friends, even outside of the family, friends get together on a daily basis. Now, granted, it might be sitting 6 feet apart these days, but they still get together. So those strong connections for friends and family is one of the keys of how to boost your happiness. All right, you got 5 minutes? How about if you call somebody, send a quick text message, hug somebody, even hugging your pets count. So that's one way. That's one of the 5 ways to boost your happiness.
Okay, I have to just jump in here.
Absolutely.
So, the social connectedness that we lack today because of busyness, because of social media, which is kind of interesting because it's supposed to be socially connecting.
Right.
And for some people, they understand really how it works and it is connecting. But we have to really be careful. And I've found within my own family, I have to do more check-ins, physical
Yes.
check-ins to see how is it going? What are you doing? Reading more of the body language. And it's so funny because I teach this all day long. Read the language, read their body language. What are they really saying that their words haven't said?
Yes.
Look, connect, right? Because everything that we do, the foundation of anything, especially good teaching, you have to build a relationship first. And so I love that this is a huge key and one of the first pillars. And you just gave us quick tips to how to reconnect again. And I think if we use that as a goal for 2021, I mean, we're going to be right on target. Okay, so that's the first one.
Yes.
What's coming up next?
All right. The second way to boost your happiness in 5 minutes or less is to move it. And what I mean by that is activity, exercise. Going back to that blue zone in Italy, the people of Italy, or actually in Europe, they tend to walk 40% more than we do here in the United States. Now, granted, that's a lot because of how the cities are configured, but still, exercise is one way to boost our happiness because it gets that blood flowing, the endorphins are going. And in Italy specifically, there's an evening tradition in the nice months, not right now in the winter. It's called I don't know how you're going to sign this, April. It's called the passeggiata. What it means is an evening walk.
Oh, I love evening walks, especially in the summertime. We are going out. We're looking to see who's on the front porch. We're playing. Oh, that's the best time. Oh, I don't mean to interrupt. Keep talking.
No, actually, you hit the nail on the head. You're walking around and you're saying hi to your neighbors and you're connecting. Again, it goes back to what we just talked about friends and family. So definitely taking that walk whenever you can once the weather gets nice. So if you've got 5 minutes for that, how about if you take a quick walk? Even if you're at work and you're walking down a dark hallway with fluorescent lighting, just the fact that you're moving and you're away from your computer, that's going to get your blood flowing and make you feel better. How about if you're watching TV and a commercial comes on, you're going to walk in place or do some sit-ups. Just don't walk to the fridge. So definitely exercise, moving is a definite way to increase your mood and boost your happiness.
Excellent. In increasing that, very simple. You didn't say, drop and give me 20.
Right.
You're like, just move when you can, when the opportunity is then. I love this. Hey, so we've got some Italian. Lori's gonna give us some German right here. Let's see.
Wow.
Sprachen Sie Gehören.
Reaching, what does that mean? Is that like the passeggiata?
Possibly. Looks like some evening walks are happening there. I'm sure Laura will let us know what's going on.
I love it.
I would say down here in the South, we just call it a stroll.
Oh, I love it.
Go on the walk. So, hey, and if you're in New York, I'm walking here, right? I'm walking here. So.
What are you looking at?
Right. So just even moving, getting your energy up, that number 2 is really something simple to do. Hey, and Lori's got the answer for us. She says it means going on a walk.
There you go. All right.
I knew she would give it to us.
Excellent. That's right.
Okay, so the first one, the key is family and friends, connection, relationship.
Yes.
The second, move your body. Walk,
exactly.
Move, exercise, do something to help the blood flow, the endorphins pop, move your body. Okay.
You got it.
Lead us to number 3.
Number 3, do unto others. This is about doing good. And part of this, the last part of my book is about making a difference in the world. And I remember right before my first trip to Italy in 2001, my Uncle Johnny said to me about the Italian people, he said, their generosity will change you. Now, coming from one of the most generous people I've ever known, that had a lot of weight to it. And he was right. Because, of course, our family and friends there showered us with love and affection and treated us like royalty. But even people we didn't know, I would buy little trinket gifts for my nieces, and the shop owners would wrap them like they were the Hope Diamond. My partner Bob and I went on a walking tour, and just a couple of hours. And at the end of this, the tour guide invited all of us over to his house for dinner that night. So it's just that spirit of generosity, of kindness. And of course, a lot of studies show that being kind, it helps improve your well-being, being generous. And let's see, Sandra says here, we Italians are always moving while visiting because we talk with our hands and our bodies. That is so true. That's right. If you tie my hands back, I can't talk. So it's so important to make a difference in the world. Especially, again, we talked about this at the beginning. As we look around today, the world is filled with fear and hurt and hate and despair. But just like a single candle can chase away the darkness, our simple acts of kindness can make a difference. We may never find the cure for cancer or become rich and famous, but we can make a difference in the lives of the people around us. That's why one of my favorite movies is Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life. Everyone knows the story, probably just watched it on TV recently, where he felt like his life really didn't add up to anything. And at his lowest point, he said something like, well, maybe the people I love would be better off if I were never even born. And of course, he saw that if he wasn't there to save his brother when they were little from falling in the ice, his brother wouldn't be there later during World War II to save a transport full of men, of soldiers. So we might feel like we don't really do anything, but no, it's like a ripple, dropping a pebble in a pond and the ripple effect that goes out from there. So we can do something small. I mean, we can do something as holding the door open for someone, complimenting someone on their shoes or their tie or whatever. You never know how that little act of kindness can make someone's day. Maybe you can sign up to volunteer for a cause that you believe in, or make a donation online for them or something. The importance is to be kind, and we can share that with others and make a difference. Collectively, we can make a difference.
Together, definitely, we can make that difference. These small little pieces, which are all within our grasp. Yeah. It's not anything that's revolutionary, but it almost today is a little revolutionary to smile at someone.
Yes.
To be nice, to not argue back, to try and prove a point.
Right.
Maybe you're just going to go, I understand. And you give them a hug.
Yes.
And they might go, whoa. Like,
right.
They're so ready to be defensive and just take on the world. And you're like, I'm your mom. Come here.
Yeah, that's right. And we can even agree to disagree. We don't have to agree with everything. I have so many friends that we have different beliefs, whether it's different faiths, different political views, different likes and dislikes. You know, some people don't like Star Wars. I don't get that, but but we can agree to disagree agreeably and still love each other. Let's find a common ground. Let's see, where do we agree?
Yes, where do we agree? Where can we come together? And it's not about being right or wrong. It's really about loving others. And I know at the end of the day, I have to ask myself these questions of, was I able to love someone today? Did I give them what I could?
Right.
And when I laid my head down at night, do I know that my kids felt loved today? And there's some times where I'll lay down and I'll be like, oops, nope. And I'll go walking back up. And I mean, there's a lot of kids. So I'm like, you feel loved? You feel loved? Did you feel loved today? And sometimes my kids who have moved out and have started their own adult lives, they'll get that text, 1 or 2 in the morning when I'm up typing. I'm like, oh, how you doing? You don't have to answer me right now. You're probably asleep. And, they usually reply, thanks, Mom.
Yes.
Thanks for just thinking of us. And it's true. It's just the little things.
That's
and
right.
Lori says, love one another.
Yes.
And Sandra, respect the differences. Yep.
That's right.
So true.
Yes.
So it looks like everything so far, 1, 2, and 3, where we've got this key of family, friendship, connection.
Yep.
Move your body.
Yep.
This third one, say it again. What do we got?
Do unto others.
Do unto others. We're going to show that kindness, that love, the respect that we would like to have. Give that respect out. Yep. All right. Let's bring it to number 4.
All right. Number 4. One of the keys, 5 ways to boost your happiness, is the magic of music. Now, although I would like to say that Italians invented music, I know they didn't. However, they did invent the terms, like if any of you read music, you've seen terms like forte, piano. Those are Italian words. Italians created the first symphonies and operas. So music is almost like a soundtrack to our lives. Growing up, there was always playing. One of my greatest treasures of a physical treasure that I own, I have my grandmother's Victrola that my grandfather gave to her as an anniversary gift. And that's just such a treasure for me, because music has the power to calm the savage beast or something like that. And of course, numerous studies show how music improves our mood. Studies even show how music can help students do better at school. And when you can listen to music with other people, like going to a concert, or even these days, you're watching a concert online, but you're doing it with other people, this flows back to what we said, number 1, connection. So you watch that music, that opera or that show, or you sit next to each other and you're listening to the music together. That has power. Hi, Michelle. She loves me. I know she does. Every time I've seen her on her podcast, her Facebook Live, she's got that music going.
Yes, music and art are as important to Italian as breathing.
It is so true.
I agree.
È vero, è vero. So if you've got 5 minutes, the easiest thing to do is to sing out loud. Except if you're at work, that's probably not a good idea. But if you're in the shower, in your car, at the very least, have music ready to play whenever you need it. I talk about this in the book. There's a song, I'm sure you all know the song by Katrina and the Waves called Walking on Sunshine. And before I got onto the StreamYard with April tonight, I actually played that. And here's why. When I was living in Italy, I lived in Italy for a couple of months to go to school for the language. And I walked each morning from where I was staying to the school. And about the time that I walked by this internet cafe, they were just opening up and they had the music playing, and it always happened to be Walking on Sunshine. So whenever I hear that song, it takes me back to that day those days when I was alive and excited and living this adventure. It was crazy in my 40s to go and do this. And so when I hear that song, it just lifts up my spirits. And I'll bet you have songs like that too, whether they just inspire you because they're upbeat or they take you back to a time that you were really happy. So definitely play music that lifts your spirits and sing out loud whenever you can.
That's right. I will have to say, I have been in a choir every year. This is the first Christmas season where I was not involved with a choir, and I had the choir blues.
Oh, I hear you.
So tough.
Yes.
So we listened to every single choir song, everything that we've ever sung before, and we sang it here at home.
Oh,
and
nice.
It was good. It was refreshing. It was that memory. And I have to say, I'm sure many of you have seen these, these video clips and stuff from around the world as the pandemic hit. And we know it hit really hard in Italy. You would
Yes.
see these streets filled with high-risers and apartments and everyone out on their balconies. And I saw one where somebody was playing a concert for everyone else, and they were all out on the balconies, and he was just playing. It was a beautiful, beautiful classical song. I can't remember which one, but wow, clapping and bravo, all reaching up. And I just thought, yeah, it is so connecting. I have my favorite. I geek out on too many soundtracks probably, but that's not the point. It reminds me of the feeling that I had, the experience that was there. And like you have that walking on sunshine theme, and that brings you back to Italy. There's many of us. Search which one that you can remember, because I know you have. And Lori, these are a few of my favorite things. Yay, Lori!
Excellent.
It is. It's so true. We all have something where we just connect with it. So great. Number 4, music. Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, guys. What's next?
Number 5. This is, again, one of those pillars of the Italian culture, and that is faith. Now, I'm not talking religion, but I'm talking about a belief in something bigger than us. And I'm not here to debate what religion's the best, and is there a God, is there not a God? I'm not here to talk about that. I'm just talking about faith and belief and hope. Now, of course, most Italians have strong beliefs. Most of us and I'm sure this is not just the Italian culture, a lot of us were brought up that you went to church every Sunday, all the holidays, and the other thing with faith in going to church, it ties back again to number 1, friends and family. You're connecting with people. And it ties back to number 3, as far as do unto others. In other words, giving in your tithing, you're helping. Maybe some of you are going to teach a Bible study or kids church or something. It's all about that connection again and giving back. And of course, there are numerous studies that show how prayer and meditation increases our happiness. Because really, happiness and hope are very closely tied together. So if you've got 5 minutes, it actually takes less than 5 minutes to say a prayer. Because really, the simplest prayer is thank you. So definitely faith is a way to increase your happiness in less than 5 minutes.
Excellent. Such a true thing that when we allow ourselves to believe in something higher, it helps us to look up. It helps us to look around. It helps us to be inspired. It helps us to be quiet and to listen and to be guided. There's so many positive things that come from it. And it's like a secret superpower, right? Because we are guided when we have that feeling, when we get that little nudge. Text your friend. She's low. Oh, okay. You send off that text, and you were an answer to a prayer that she was probably having that you didn't know about. And you're not there to be like, well, sure, got that, right? You're there to love, to be kind. And you say it ties back to 1 and 3. And I also have to say it ties back to 4 too, right?
Yes.
So many of us sing together in church and that worship. It's just something that elevates you. I love it. Michelle, she says, nudged. Oh, yeah. That faith nudge is there it goes. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Oh, Dawn, this has been beautiful. And thank you, everybody, for commenting, sharing, and allowing such great things to come in. So, Dawn, where can we find you? What's the book's name? Let's get all this information out there.
Absolutely. My website is myname.com, so dawnmattera.com. As a matter of fact, if you go to my website, you can click on, right on the very first page, you can click and get the handout it's a 4-page handout about the 5 ways to boost your happiness in 5 minutes. And also, my book is called The Italian Art of Living, Your Passport to Hope, Happiness in Your Personal Renaissance. And it's available wherever books are sold.
All right. So that's where we can find her book. And this is just released, right? I mean, you've got sales
yes.
happening.
I know. It was released just about a month ago. It was released.
Awesome. And I know you've had some friends and family probably friends from high school from back there who've read and they're sending you messages. What are some of the messages they're saying about your book?
Now, keep in mind, I graduated from high school over 40 years ago. So some of these people I haven't seen in 40 years, but they've read the book and they've private messaged me and they've said things like, wow, this was fantastic. I can't believe that you touched on all these things from when we were growing up. And especially a lot of my Italian American friends, they were saying how especially the parts about my grandparents and growing up in an Italian American neighborhood, how all those things, the connections, and how we need to bring that back, that we be good neighbors to one another and to stay in touch and to keep those family bonds as strong as we can, to carry on the traditions that mean a lot to us, that we can bring them forward into the future. Because as we carry those traditions, that way our parents and our grandparents and our aunts and uncles, they're not forgotten. They're remembered because we tell, oh yeah, this is why we make this dish, because this is how Zia Maria made it. And we tell them about our Aunt Maria. And so it's so important to carry those traditions forward.
Yes, I love it. Sandra says, I can't wait to read it. John says, how do we get signed copies?
Oh, I guess private message me.
All right, private message. She'll get one signed, get it off to you guys. Excellent. So pick up her book, The Italian Art of Living. Remember the 5 pillars tonight. So Dawn, what's the last thing you want to leave with us this evening before we wrap up this Beacon of Light podcast?
Okay. Well, I would say that happiness, just like unhappiness, is a choice. Yes, there's a lot of things going on. Life is hard. It's unfair. But you and I get to choose how we respond. And I choose happiness. And remember that when life gives you lemons, make limoncello.
I want some of that. That seems really refreshing right now.
It is.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. John, thank you for coming. Lori, everybody, I love it. You guys have been so supportive. Thanks, everyone. Great. Very kind to just come, to be here. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, everybody. Great and wonderful evening. Great podcast. So touch base with Dawn. You see her website scrolling along down here at the bottom. Oh, Jill says, yum. Yeah, I love it. I love it. So many great things. Sandra, thank you so much. These are positive, they are fun, and they are meant to really show hope, and that wherever we are in our life, there is a choice. So choose that happiness today.
Absolutely.
See everyone. Thanks for coming here tonight. Bye.
Ciao.